All right, you filthy animals. Welcome back to Tullamore Deep Dive.
Back for more punishment, huh?
Glad you survived the first episode.
Barely.
That's the spirit.
That's what we like to hear.
So last time,
Yeah.
we gave you just a taste
A little amuse-bouche.
of this wild-ass sector.
Yeah.
But now,
Now we get to the meat.
it's time to get down and dirty
That's right. Get down in the trenches with us.
with the factions and alliances that call Tullamore Trench home.
Oh, yeah.
You ready for round 2?
Fuck yeah, let's do this.
All right, buckle up, because things are about to get complicated as hell.
And trust me,
You will want to hear this.
you will.
We're talking a tangled web of allegiances,
Betrayals.
betrayals,
And power struggles.
that would make Machiavelli shit himself.
Oh, yeah.
And today's main event,
The main event.
the showdown brewing between the Bam-Valkyari Alliance
Oh, yeah.
and the DRK.
Big showdown.
Shit's about to hit the fan, folks.
Big time.
But before we get into that clusterfuck,
Sure.
let's set the stage. Like, who are the major players in this cosmic crapshoot?
Okay, so picture Tullamore Trench as a giant interstellar saloon, right?
Okay.
Everyone's got a blaster under the table, and they're all eyeing each other up,
Right.
waiting for someone to make a wrong move.
Okay, tense.
So first you've got the UDP, the United Defense Project.
The UDP.
These guys are like the goddamn mob bosses of the sector.
Oh, really?
They control the trade routes, they call the shots,
Uh-huh.
and they don't give a damn about anyone who gets in their way.
Ruthless.
They even have this line in their own charter.
Oh, yeah.
We are not the evil itself,
Oh, my God.
but we are also not a haven for pacifists.
Yeah, real subtle, right?
No,
It's like they're trying to say,
Yeah.
we're not the bad guys, but we'll fucking crush you if you cross us.
Exactly,
That's it.
straight up. And you know they're not afraid to back those words up with firepower.
Yep.
Then you've got the ISA, the Independent Settler Alliance.
The Isaac.
These guys are the polar opposite of the UDP. They're all about peace diplomacy and building a community where everyone can thrive.
Right.
They're like the bleeding hearts of the sector, you know, always
Yeah.
trying to keep the peace in this chaotic-ass sector.
It's like trying to herd a bunch of goddamn cats, right?
Seriously, good luck with that.
Yeah. Good luck.
But don't underestimate them.
Right.
They might be peaceful, but they're not pushovers.
Right.
They've got a strong network of allies, and they're willing to defend themselves if they have to.
Okay.
And then there's the Tullamore Trench Triad,
The Triad.
led by this enigmatic figure,
Okay.
Zilara Solnara.
Islara Solara.
This alliance is a real trip. High-tech, ancient traditions, interstellar cooperation.
Wow.
They've got it all going on.
So they're like the cool collected ones in this whole mess,
I'd say so.
trying to keep things from poisoning over.
You got it. They're a stabilizing force in the sector, always pushing for unity and cooperation.
Okay.
Definitely a power player, but they're more about diplomacy than brute force.
Yep.
Now we can't forget about the goddamn Romulans, can we?
Oh, the Romulans and them.
You know, they
Yeah.
can't resist sticking their noses into any power struggle.
Right.
We've got two factions here.
Two.
The GL, led by Inriov,
Uh-huh.
who've set up their silver fleet in the trench.
Silver Fleet.
Nobody knows what their end game is, but you know those sneaky bastards are up to something.
Always playing the long game, those Romulan.
Oh, for sure.
It's like they're reading from the same playbook every damn time.
Right.
And what about their Shadow Ops crew?
Oh, yeah.
The ones who operate in the shadows and pull all the strings.
Ah, yes. The GK, the Romulan version of the CIA.
Spooky.
They're the ones whispering in ears, gathering intel, and making things happen behind the scenes.
There.
Cloak and dagger shit, you know. The drill.
Yeah.
Not a group you want to mess with.
All right, so we've got the mob bosses, the peacemakers, the cool heads,
Mm-hmm.
and the sneaky Romulans.
Yeah.
But let's get to the main event here.
All right.
The Clash of the Titans, BAM, versus the DRK.
Here we go.
Who are these BAM guys anyway?
They're a whole other level of crazy, trust me.
Okay.
Damn.
BAM. The Boundless Agency for Marshal Services
Right.
is led by a Vorta named Tavok.
A Vorta.
Now, Vorta are known for being cunning as hell,
Right.
always 10 steps ahead of everyone else.
Uh-huh.
And this Tavok, he's playing a dangerous game. He's pushing boundaries, provoking conflicts.
Yeah.
And nobody can figure out what the hell he's really after.
Sounds like the kind of guy who'd light a match just to watch the world burn, right?
Exactly.
Let's see what happens.
And he's got this group of hardcore Klingons with him.
Oh, really?
The BAM Hylage's House Navar.
Okay.
These guys are fanatics obsessed with the old ways of callous honor battle and dying a glorious death.
Intense.
Think of them like a pack of rabid wolverines with bat'leths.
Jesus.
Fiercely loyal to Tavok, but unpredictable as hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster if I've ever heard one.
Definitely.
But what about the DRK?
All right.
Who are they and why are they BAM's main target? The DRK, das Rote Kaiserreich, is ruled by this iron-fisted lady, Herrin Adara.
Herrin Adara.
They're a powerful isolationist faction.
Okay.
They don't trust anyone outside their little empire, and they're not afraid to use force to protect their interests.
I see.
Think ancient Rome with futuristic tech.
Okay.
And a serious superiority complex.
So they're basically the
Yeah.
stay the fuck off my lawn type.
Pretty much.
But they're also dealing with some internal drama, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
What's going on there?
You've got this proconsul, Garitas,
Okay.
who's a real hawk.
Oh,
He wants to go to war with BAM, crush them completely.
Jeez.
But Adara, she's more cautious.
Okay.
She knows BAM is a dangerous enemy, and she's trying to keep Garitas on a leash.
So we've got two sides, both armed to the teeth and ready to rumble.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the spark
Right.
that lit this whole firestorm?
It all started with a brazen attack on a DRK orbital supply center.
Boat?
A ship bearing BAM markings hit the center and chaos erupted. It was a bold move, some might even say reckless,
Mm-hmm.
but it sent a clear message. BAM wasn't afraid to take on the DRK.
Balls of fucking steel, man.
Right.
But you know the DRK wasn't going to just sit back and take that.
Right. Hell no. They retaliated with a vengeance,
Yeah.
hitting a BAM depot and taking out their sensor phalanx.
Oh, wow.
It was an eye for an eye,
Uh-huh.
and it showed that this wasn't just a minor skirmish. Things were escalating and fast.
So a real escalation.
Yeah.
And that's where the Valkyries enter the picture, right?
That's right.
These hardcore warriors who've teamed up with the DRK,
Yep.
why would they get involved in this mess?
The Valkyries are a fascinating bunch. They're fiercely independent,
Okay.
known for their combat skills and their take-no-prisoners attitude.
Jeez.
They allied with the DRK, which gave the DRK a serious boost in military might.
Huh.
They're basically the elite special forces unit you call in when shit really hits the fan,
Right.
and they prove their worth by wiping out the Freor,
The freak.
a BAM ship that had been a real thorn in the DRK's side.
Okay.
Made a statement with that one.
Damn, sounds like things are heating up fast.
Definitely are.
And hold up, we've got one more player in this cosmic chess game.
Oh, yeah.
The Federation.
Can't forget them.
They always seem to find themselves in the middle of these shitstorms, don't they?
It's like they've got a knack for stumbling into trouble.
Yeah.
Their presence in the trench is a mess marked by internal division and some serious strategic blunders.
Really?
They tried to play the diplomacy card with the DRK,
Okay.
sending a delegation to Valrenthar,
Valrenthor.
the DRK's main planet.
So how'd that work out for them?
About as well as you'd expect.
Oh, no.
Adara, the DRK ruler, saw it as a sign of weakness and shut that shit down hard.
Damn.
She even sent back the severed heads of some Federation officers
Holy shit.
as a fuck you message.
That's hardcore.
It was.
What the hell is the Federation doing?
Honestly, I don't think they have a fucking clue what they're doing.
They're totally out of their depth here.
They are outmatched, outmaneuvered, and their leadership is a mess.
So not looking good.
Admiral Mackenzie is trying to hold things together, but he's fighting a losing battle.
Right.
And to make matters worse, they've got this rogue Fleet Admiral Kane Ross
Wait, what?
running around like a loose cannon.
A rogue fleet admiral? What the hell's going on with that?
Nobody knows what his agenda is, but he's not following orders from Starfleet Command.
Oh.
He's operating independently, issuing his own commands.
Uh-oh.
And it's causing chaos within the Federation ranks.
So they've got internal conflicts, external threats,
Yeah.
and a goddamn rogue admiral on their hands.
Talk about a clusterfuck.
It's no wonder they're getting their asses kicked in Tullamore Trench.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
All right, I need a drink after all that.
Me too.
So we've got BAM and the Valkyrie DRK alliance, locked in a deadly game of chicken. The Federation's caught in the crossfire, trying not to get trampled.
Yep.
And the Romulans are lurking in the shadows, probably plotting something nefarious.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This shit is intense, man.
It's enough to make your head spin, right?
Yeah.
But here's the real question.
Okay.
What's driving this whole conflict?
Right.
Is it just about territory and resources?
Yeah.
Or is there something more going on here?
Right.
Something lurking beneath the surface?
Ooh. Love a good conspiracy.
Don't we all?
Let's dive into that next, shall we?
Let's do it.
But first,
Yeah.
we're going to take a quick break.
All right.
Don't touch that dial, folks.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with more Tullamore Deep Dive.
More Tullamore Deep Dive.
So where were we?
We were talking about a tangled web.
Right. A tangled web.
Yeah, all these factions
Mm-hmm.
and the big showdown
The show.
between BAM and the DRK.
Yeah, but to really understand what's going on here,
Right.
you got to look at the personalities driving this whole mess.
Okay.
These aren't just factions clashing.
Oh.
It's like a cosmic cage match
Oh, yeah.
between some seriously volatile individuals.
I'm starting to see that it's like,
Here's some bad blood brewing between these leaders.
oh, yeah, definitely.
And it's spilling over into all-out war.
Exactly. Take Tavok the Vorta leading BAM.
Right. Tavok.
He's a goddamn mastermind, a puppet master who thrives on chaos.
Yeah.
He's got these grand ambitions,
Uh-huh.
but nobody knows what the hell they are.
Seriously? What's he after?
Even his own Klingon allies.
The Hologist House Navar.
The Hylages House Navar are kept in the dark.
Ow.
They just follow him because they're bloodthirsty fanatics
Right.
who love a good fight.
So he's using them, basically,
I think so.
exploiting their warrior culture to achieve his own goals,
Mm-hmm.
whatever those might be.
That's the thing, we don't know his endgame.
It's scary.
It's like he's playing 3D chess.
Yeah.
And everyone else is stuck playing checkers.
Right on the other side of the board,
Yeah.
you've got Edera, the ruler of the DRK.
Adara, she's all about control.
Oh, okay.
Calculated moves and maintaining her empire's power.
So different from Tavok.
Very different. But she's got this hot-headed proconsul Garitas breathing down her neck.
Goritas, right?
He wants to crush BAM. No negotiations, no compromises.
Talk about a clash of personalities.
It's like the cool, calculating queen
Like-
versus the impulsive, war-hungry general.
Right. That can't be good for the DRK's
No,
internal stability.
it's a powder keg. And that attack on the DRK supply center, that was the spark that ignited the whole thing.
Yeah.
Garitas sees it as a direct challenge to the DRK's authority,
Uh-huh.
and he's ready to unleash hell.
Geez, Adara's trying to hold him back.
She is, but it's like trying to contain a supernova.
I'm starting to get a headache.
I know, right?
Just thinking about all the political maneuvering going on here.
It's crazy.
But where the hell does the Federation fit into all this?
Well, they tried to play the diplomacy card, remember?
Right. They sent a delegation to Valenthar.
Sent a delegation to Valenthar hoping to reason with Adara.
And we all know how that went.
Yeah, she wasn't interested in playing nice. She saw it as a sign of weakness, an attempt to undermine her authority, and she made that crystal clear by sending back those severed heads.
Jesus Christ, that's some cold-blooded shit.
Yeah, it was a statement.
What are they thinking?
Honestly, I don't think they have a fucking clue what they're doing.
Out of their depth.
They're outmatched, outmaneuvered, and their leadership is a mess.
So it's even worse than we thought.
Pretty much. Admiral Mackenzie is trying to hold things together,
Mackenzie.
but he's fighting a losing battle, and to make matters worse, they've got this rogue fleet admiral Kane Ross running around like a loose cannon.
Kane Ross? What
Yeah.
a rogue fleet admiral? What the hell's going on with that?
Nobody knows what his agenda is.
That's unsettling.
He's not following orders from Starfleet Command. He's operating independently, issuing his own command.
And that's a problem.
Big problem. It's causing chaos within the Federation ranks.
So they've got internal conflicts, external threats, and a goddamn rogue admiral on their hands.
Talk about a clusterfuck.
It's no wonder they're getting their asses kicked in Tullamore Trench.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
Right.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
Even with all this mess, the Federation might be the key to unraveling this whole goddamn conspiracy.
Hold on, what conspiracy?
You're talking about the rumors that Tavok is working for someone else, right?
Yeah, that he's just a pawn.
Exactly.
That someone else is pulling the strings.
Someone else is orchestrating this whole conflict for their own benefit.
And you think the Federation...
I think they might be the only ones who can expose the truth.
But how they're barely keeping their heads above water.
They still have some sharp minds working behind the scenes.
Okay.
People who are starting to connect the dots, analyze the data, and see the bigger picture.
So they're still investigating.
They're gathering intelligence, looking for patterns, trying to understand what the hell is really going on.
So you're saying there's hope
Maybe a glimmer?
that the Federation might actually be able to pull their shit together
It's a long shot.
and figure out who's behind all this chaos.
It is, but they've surprised us before.
Okay, I gotta admit, I'm intrigued. So we've got BAM stirring the pot,
Mm-hmm.
the DRK on the verge of imploding,
Yeah,
the Federation trying to play catch-up,
trying to.
and a rogue admiral with his finger on the trigger.
Oh, yeah.
And somewhere in all of this, there's a puppet master pulling the strings.
Exactly. And there are clues, whispers, and rumors pointing to a much bigger game being played.
Okay.
We just need to figure out who's holding the goddamn cards.
All right. I'm ready to dive into that rabbit hole.
Let's go.
What are the theories?
Right.
Who are the potential suspects?
Let's start with the usual suspects, shall we?
Oh.
The Romulans.
Of course.
Those sneaky bastards are always up to something. They have a history of manipulating events from the shadows, and they have a lot to gain from destabilizing the region.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
But what about the other factions? Could someone else be behind this?
Let's consider the UDP.
The UDP.
They've got the resources, the manpower, and the ruthlessness to pull off something like this.
They do.
And let's not forget about the Triad.
The Triad, really?
They're a powerful force, and they're not as innocent as they appear.
Damn, this is getting complicated.
It is.
So many players, so many agendas, and so much chaos.
So much.
It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a roller coaster.
That's Tullamore Trench for you, my friend. Never a dull moment.
Okay, so we're talking puppet masters and conspiracies.
Deep shit.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
And look at some specific incidents
All right.
that have really turned up the heat in this whole mess.
Yeah, incidents that made this go from Cold War to hot.
Exactly. Remember that attack on the DRK supply center?
Oh, yeah.
The one that really kicked this whole thing off?
That was a ballsy move by BAM.
It was.
But it wasn't just a one-off.
Right.
They've been poking the bear ever since.
Oh, really?
Pushing the DRK's buttons.
Like they're trying to get a reaction.
Almost like they're deliberately trying to escalate the conflict.
Like they want all-out war.
It seems that way.
But what would they get out of that?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah, what's their end game?
But their actions speak louder than words.
True.
Take the Freeor incident.
The free.
This BAM ship was harassing DRK colonies, scanning their installations.
Bull.
Basically acting like they owned the place.
Wow.
It was a blatant provocation.
And the Valkyries, those badass warriors allied with the DRK?
Right.
They weren't having any of that.
Hell no! They intercepted the Freeor and blew it to smithereens.
Damn.
It was a decisive victory. A clear message to BAM.
What message?
Don't fuck with us.
Straight up.
So a point for the DRK.
A point.
But BAM didn't just back down.
No, they're not quitters.
They hit back, taking out a DRK depot and their sensor failing.
So it's like a tit-for-tat blood feud.
Exactly.
Each side trying to outdo the other.
It's a dangerous game of escalation.
Yeah, someone's going to get burned.
And it goes deeper than just territorial disputes or resource grabs.
Oh, really?
There's a fundamental clash of ideologies at play. The DRK, with their xenophobia and their rigid hierarchy,
Right.
they see BAM as a threat to their entire way of life.
Bam.
With their disregard for rules and their penchant for chaos. They seem to revel in disrupting the status quo.
It's like they're deliberately trying to sow discord and dismantle the existing power structures.
Exactly. Now, in the midst of all this chaos,
Right.
the Federation is trying to play catch-up.
Bless their hearts.
But they keep making blunders. Remember their attempt to establish a diplomatic presence on Valranthar.
Oh, yeah, that didn't go well.
Talk about a miscalculation.
Adara sent those severed heads back with a pretty clear message.
Yeah, stay the fuck out of our business.
Brutal.
It was a brutal power play.
It was.
But it highlights the Federation's naivete in this whole situation.
Right. They're trying to apply their usual diplomatic solutions
Exact.
to a conflict that operates by a completely different set of rules.
Different rules, different games.
So what should they be doing?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah, just stand back and let BAM and the DRK tear each other apart.
That's the dilemma. Direct intervention could escalate the conflict even further,
Right.
but inaction might allow the situation to spiral out of control.
Yeah.
And then there's the wild card, Kane Ross, the rogue fleet admiral.
Oh, right. The loose cannon with a nuke?
He's still out there operating independently, ignoring orders from Starfleet Command.
What's his end game? What's he doing?
That's the million-dollar question.
Another one?
Some believe he's gone rogue pursuing his own agenda. Others think he's working for a hidden faction.
Could he be working for the Puppet Master?
Perhaps even the puppet master behind BAM.
Man, this just gets more and more complicated.
Doesn't it?
So many layers of intrigue.
So many.
So many potential players.
And so many unanswered questions.
What the hell's the truth behind all of this?
That's what we need to uncover.
We need answers.
It's like a giant cosmic puzzle.
Okay.
And we're just starting to put the pieces together.
So where do we go from here?
We need to analyze the events, connect the dots, and follow the trail of breadcrumbs to see where it leads.
So what should we be paying attention to?
What are the key things to watch for as this whole mess unfolds? Keep your eyes peeled for any unusual activity.
Okay. Unusual activity?
Any shifts in alliances?
Crisis in alliances.
Any signs of a hidden agenda?
Right.
The Romulans are always worth watching.
The Romulans, yeah.
They're masters of manipulation.
They are.
And they're definitely playing a role in this.
Okay.
Even if we can't see the full picture yet.
And what about the UDP?
The UDP? Oh, yeah.
They've got the resources and the ruthlessness to be major players in this game.
Absolutely don't underestimate their ambition.
And the Triad.
Keep an eye on the Triad as well.
Okay.
They might seem like the voice of reason, but they've got their own interests to protect.
Right.
And they're not above playing dirty if they have to.
This is a lot to take in, man.
It is a lot.
It's like trying to drink from a fire hose of information.
That's a good way to put it.
But I gotta admit, I'm hooked.
Good.
This Tullamore Trench is a wild ride, and I'm buckled in for the long haul.
That's the spirit. This is just the beginning, folks.
Oh, no.
There are more secrets to uncover, more lies to expose, and more power struggles to witness.
Oh, boy.
The Tullamore Trench is a powder keg, and it's only a matter of time before it explodes.
So what do we do?
Stay tuned, keep your ears to the ground,
Okay.
and remember, in this sector, trust no one, question everything, and keep your blasters charged.
Damn straight. Until next time, folks.
Until next time.
This is Tullamore Deep Dive signing off.